Hello students, I am Professor Monica Prakash from Indian Institute of Tourism and Travel Management, your instructor for this module. Welcome back to the course on destination management. We bring this course to you as a part of e-Pathshala initiative of Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India to make postgraduate education accessible to all. In this last module, we will talk about the role of culinary tourism in promoting a destination. After completing this module, students will be able to understand the need of developing a good variety of cuisine at a place, the various factors influencing a cuisine of a destination, various aspects of cuisine, be it its nature, characteristics and its types, and how to better manage the variety of cuisines in regards of destination management. Tourism is always a growing business and has far-reaching economic and environmental impact across the world. For a successful business in tourism industry, there is a plan of many managers and planner of destinations, which is considered as DMOs, destination management or marketing organizations or corporations. The responsibilities of these organizations starts from the identification of the possible destination attractions for the tourist through proper and the planned development of the destinations, to promote the destination among the prospective crowd. Previous modules has presented a role of these organizations in managing the crisis and handling the rescue operation. This module will connect you with another dimension of DMOs, that is how to promote a destination to a tourist with special interest. This module will take you through that how to differentiate cuisine industry and culinary tourism. Further, this module will explain that who is considered as a culinary tourist and what are the different types of culinary travels. This module will also link you to how culinary tourism is associated with destination management and benefits of culinary tourism. Towards the end, some strategically developed culinary tourist destinations will also be discussed. Countries like Azerbaijan, Brazil, France, Georgia, Italy, Kazakhstan, Malaysia and Thailand are known for their popular cuisine, and a segment of tourists visits these countries only because of culinary preferences. India is also becoming a favorable culinary tourism destination. Definitions of food tourism or cuisine-based tourism or culinary tourism explicitly mention food as an important main motivational factor for travel of tourists with interest in food. The International Culinary Tourism Association Portland, US called it as ICTA, defines culinary tourism as the pursuit of unique and memorable eating and drinking experiences. Culinary tourism happens when visitors seek to experience both cuisine and culture together. Few examples of culinary tourism contain the famous wine tourism in California, maple syrup tasting in Vermont, cheese sampling in Wisconsin, and Cajun food experiences in Louisiana. A diverse range of travelers including farms, restaurant, cooking schools, tours, operators, breweries, wineries, gourmet and the specialty food stores and several other related businesses across the country have exploited on the region's culturally unique gastronomies to attract the visitors. So, what is cuisine tourism? Food constitutes a vital portion of the historical culture and heritage of a destination and a country. Therefore, from the goals of sustainable tourism development, which is regarded as the prime importance for tourism authorities like UNWTO, the preservation and progression of regional domestic cuisine is required. Cuisine means the variety of foods and beverages. Every particular destination has some special and authentic offerings in the food and beverages section. The speciality of such destinations in their offering of food and beverages in the form of a cuisine should be exploited in a meaningful manner, which would result into leveraging speciality factor to that particular destinations. The part of food during a trip can be seen as the core desirability which is supportive involved in the growth of the daily life. The investigator specified that high standing is to be given or food should be acknowledged as the main site seeker activity. The researcher further suggests that the authorities and the local public should take effective steps to develop charms, including cuisines at the holiday destination. Food nowadays has been recognized as the element of the provincial ethos and values which consumers explores. Elements of vacation advertising. The elementary part in the region, rural and economic growth of the destination in particular. Element of the native coefficient which is inclined by feeding habits and the affectations of the travelers. The importance of food as an integral part in every holiday or destination can be understood by the fact that according to Brown, Hall and Williams in 2002, travelers spend around 40% of their holiday budget on food. According to Graziani 2004, nowadays hotels create 50% of their income through their tourist food bills, and these figures are constantly increasing towards 70% benchmark. These evidences specified the connect and the effect amid food and the tourism sector. Karim in 2006 further stated that increasing demand and the supply of the region food resulted into a new sector in the tourism as called as the local food. Countries like Italy, Thailand and France had benefited a lot by marketing their local cuisine at national and international level. Furthermore, such sustenance has been recognized as a well-organized promotion and marketing tool for a province. Numerous scholars argued that the cuisine food tourism should be the best integrated with the culinary tourism. However, culinary tourism is regarded as the broader classification of a cuisine tourism. Culinary tourism is a comprehensive cataloging which involves the activities of cuisine, lifestyles, regionalism, environment, rurality and the health in it. What is culinary tourism? According to Denault in 2002, culinary tourism comprises a huge diversity of actions such as the food centenaries, cyclical crops, agronomist bazaar, cookery institutes, coffee tasting, farmhouse vacations, which are primarily established for visitors and domestic trackers. It embraces any travel experience in which an amount industry study about, appreciate, consumes a food and drinks that replicates the native food tradition or philosophy of a place. So it is not just restricted to Epicurean diet, it is about what is exclusive, unique and unforgettable about the sustenance stories the province destinations have to tell. For such purposes, the native experiences from the local people like farmers, fishers, bakers, gardeners, winemakers and everybody who is connected between it. Culinary tourism is summed up on your screens. Culinary tourism is defined as the quest of a unique and memorable eating and drinking experiences. By combining travel with these eatable experiences, food leisure industries offers both the locals and the tourists identical true palette of place in the generous sphere. According to Smith in 2007, culinary tourism as the tourism trips during which the purchase of consumption of the regional food or the observation and study of food production represents a significant motivation or an activity. Therefore, culinary tourism concerns the self-aware and the mindful interest in experiencing a destination through its foods. Considering the above aspects, the culinary tourism is mainly dependent on its cuisine and its multiple varieties. From the preview of cuisine, culinary tourism means to travel with the interest in food, has many known names in the tourism sector. The most used names are the food tourism, culinary tourism, food and wine tourism, food and beverage tourism, gastronomy tourism, rural tourism, cuisine tourism, culinary tourism, gourmet tourism and taste tourism, which all contains the idea of traveling to an experience and taste the local food products, according to Henderson in 2004. It remarks the worth of making and feeding, and so the variety of places where culinary foodstuffs can be bought and experienced. Tourism is backed up by the wish of the travelers to experience one's own culture and to seek for contact with the other cultures, as said by Robinson in 1999, where food and beverages play a leading role in the cultural exclusivity and identity of a nation. Food and beverages, this could be argued to be one of the main reasons why the interest in food and wine tourism is growing. It is also being noticed that the interest in cuisine experiences is increasing in terms of the large number of food, wine and travel magazines. It also includes the high number of TV channels, orientation towards cooking shows and food habits in all the countries available in many languages. Nowadays, there is an increasing trend of the food journalists, food channels and famous chefs influencing the population. Food-based competition in which way that even what, where, when, how and why they should eat is being told. Who are culinary tourists? Now, various research studies have been conducted till date in multi-dimensions concerning different destinations. Yet the researchers lack in detail, which makes it hard to draw exhaustive and suitable properties of the culinary tourist and their enthusiasm or behavior, as said by Hall and Sharps in 2003. In the year 2004, Reholt and Co. defend a culinary tourist and above average income professionals in the 30s to 50s, which is primarily the same market as for the cultural holidays. However, according to Murray, in 2011, in the existing literature, culinary explorers are defined as holiday makers who spend a major amount for food and beverages as compared to other activities like shopping, playing, enjoying, etc. during their holidays. So, what are the different types of culinary travelers? Murray further classified such culinary tourists into three wide clusters, which are the primary, secondary and tertiary. So, who are the primary travelers? These are the people who are food enthusiasts and the main focus and intent is for their cuisine experiences. The second type is the secondary travelers. Their focus for cuisine tourism shed with another tourism influences like shopping, enjoyment with family visiting, etc. Whereas the third, tertiary travelers, these cuisine tourism is not their primary intent or motivation in their holidays, but they act as a complementary or subsidiary aspect of their original purposes. Look at your screens which below shows types of culinary tourists. Travelling activities and the motivation surveys, popularly known as the TAMS, delegated by the Canadian Tourism Commission project led by Getz and Brown in 2006 and Lang and Research in 2001. It questions 46,284 Americans, that is 46,284 American and Canadians, about the food and the wine preferences. Results of the study indicated that approximately 13% of the Canadians and approximately 18% of the Americans are interested in holidays with special connections to food and wine. The implemented segmentation identified that the young couples, these are the adolescent singles, which have the highest curiosity in the culinary tourism. This interest gets stronger the higher the family income and education. Another test within the TAMS study revealed that the tourists who have the highest motivation in food and wine based holidays also took part in the cultural activities. The same respondents also favored the resorts, lodges, spas, B&Bs and the gourmet restaurant based accommodation for their stay. Murray in 2011 worked with TAMS in 2006 and analyzed the data of the culinary tourist and found that any tourist should already be counted as a culinary tourist after involving in just one of these activities. That is, which could be either the food beverage festival, the cooking wine tasting courses, visiting the vineyards tasting wine, shop or browse through the retail stores of the gourmet foods, dining at the restaurant which uses local recipes and ingredients, visited food processing plants such as the milk processing unit and the cheese factory, went for fruit picking at farms or open fields, went to breweries for tasting and day visit, dining at a farm, stayed at a cooking school which could be informal or formal both, stayed at a country inn or resort or an open area because it had a gourmet eatery, or stayed at a wine tasting school. Let us ponder how is culinary tourism associated with destination management. It is still not well researched that what role food and beverages play in promoting a destination. Duran and Heath in 2003 have commented that one of the biggest problems regarding culinary tourism marketing is that the regional cuisines are not presented sufficiently in promotional materials which are used for tourism marketing. So, what is the deep rooted is that the regional food surges the capability of the sustainable tourism. It reinforces the regional economy, supports the environmental friendly infrastructure as a part of the novelty of the destination. India has witnessed that the cuisines of India were not promoted well in their initial stages, but nowadays it is getting famous. It can be evidently seen by looking at the international channels and the TV shows about the Indian cuisine. This aspect of developing, displaying and promoting culinary tourism in the right way to entice as much possible tourists as possible. If the destination management decides on how to promote culinary tourism, it can then be progressively used as a branding and promotion instrument for the destination. Countries or the national level DMOs can learn from success stories from other nations and use benchmarks to compete on the global market. Through food tourism, the destinations can explore and fix their cultural uniqueness, and their positioning strategy can also be assured. Managers of the destination can save the destination by being replaced and overtaken by the competitors. Uniqueness can be shown through symbols or ambience which is unique for the destination. It is a benefit to promote a variety of offered tourism products and services in an area than focusing on just one. Hashimoto and the Telfer in 2003 testified that more research and effort needs to be made to attract more local, national and domestic tourists to culinary attractions. Additionally, it is crucial to elaborate policies to promote brand loyalty to the local visitors and by doing so, gaining echoing customers. Though it will be a key task of collecting marketing information and information about the consumer behavior and establishing loyal clients in case of wine and food. Through branding, destinations can develop awareness about the destination, create a positive image of the destination and raise the promotion of the destination in the consumer's market. To brand a destination effectively, it is essential to expand the brand awareness and to develop strong brand recognition in the minds of the tourist, which comprises the name of the brand, logo, symbol, slogan and packaging. Hashimoto and Telfer in 2006 has stated that. The recent figures indicated that the number of wineries that are shown online has increased. Therefore, wineries needs even more to differentiate themselves from their players. Extra services and products will help them to distinguish them from their contestants, which could be other destinations as well. Cooking schools, restaurant, trial events and the sleeping facilities at the winery could be used as a promotional tool to appeal more tourists to visit the winery. Destination management organizations in South Africa see specialties cafe and eating homes as the main key mechanism of food tourism, followed by the regionally, locally produced food products, special cuisine, food routes and the food festivals. DMOs in South Africa rely on the old traditional promotion tools for communication, the information to the tourist about the food tourism. The brochures, pamphlets or the media commercial sadly primarily consist of the restaurant information and not of the cultural heritage or the traditional culinary experiences which are offered in that region. For implementing a food tourism as a successful tourist attraction, the regional products and the providers need to be branched as the local product of the area. Additional tasks which require teamwork of all stakeholders from the destinations are empowerment of the SMEs to set up food services which uses ingredients from the local area. To create a feeling of a local community of being proud of their food based on local cuisine. Third can be the development of an official stamp which labels the ordinarity of the regionally produced food. The National Tourism and Cuisine Forum (NTSCF) was held in Halifax, Canada on 2001 to advance Canada as a gastronomic destination for the domestic and the global markets. The forum advised recommendations for the destination managers as organizing a yearly event which presents the destination as an international quality wine area and gain the attention of the tourists belong to a high income group. Second, to improve the signature information, booklets, guides, directories and the maps of the existing wine routes. Establish sub-brands of the wine's route brands. The representatives from the tourism, travel and the food industry introduced a National Tourism and Cuisine Database, that is NPCD, which is accessible on the internet and bring together the organizations and people who inspire and develop Canadian cuisines in a lively way. The progress of cuisine in Canada comprises of various items. If you would see that in a figure, the high number of immigrants visiting the Canada influences the culinary situation. The center of the bottom part of the figure is the marketing or the promotion. One part is the development strategy of NTCF with their suggestions for endorsing Canada as a culinary destination, which are making a national and a regional brand image in the minds of the tourists interested in various cuisines, and emphasizing on the private marketplace and to develop knowledge of culinary tourism in the tourism bazaar. Figure on your screen emphasizes the importance of collaboration between the food industry and the management or the DMO, as well as the culinary tourism joins with the other tourism products. Programs and the companies which were developed through the NTCDs improved the communication between the different members of the association and the tourism using the marketing materials. Also, it had contributed to the minimizing economic leakages by developing more trust in the local product among the foods and the beverages consumers. Additionally, farm-based businesses which were part of the alliances used direct promotion to attract more tourists. About the tourist needs, Williams and Dosa conducted a study in 2003 which has shown that the culinary or the cuisine based tourists who have not been to the destination earlier require some backing, that is support and information at the destination than other forms of tourists. At the tourist offices, the services should also include support for the organization of the holiday and develop a continuing to customer service relation which persists till the departure of the tourist. This particular service requires specific customer service training which will improve the experience of a culinary tourist. The training can be divided into a several parts. One part of the training that should be to the staff that learns about the potentials of the culinary tourism from the region which can be offered to the tourist. This would include the vineyard tours, wineries which offer cellar doors testing and sell their products, bike routes through the countryside, scenic viewpoints, cultural landmarks, farm markets and the local restaurant. Let us now discuss about the benefits of the culinary tourism. According to Hall and Michelle in 2000, culinary tourism aids in brand recognition and loyalty, enhances the customer exposure to products, raises up your profits, educational chances, additional sales outlet and marketing opportunities for products and clients. Maintainable substructures where the source of local and imported food is held. It reinforces the genuineness of the province by workable ways of tourism due to which the local economy is supported. Cultural and natural landscapes are acknowledged from the culinary tourism. It ensures the protection of the old traditions in relation to its food and wine product as well as the prepared dishes. It also aids in imparting the marketing skills among the locals when they market their local food, that is the cuisines to the products. We will now run through some of the best practices for developing a culinary destination. The International Culinary Tourism Association has released some guidelines which is actually useful when starting a culinary tourism business, assessing an existing operation or seeing a community-wide initiative to endorse culinary tourism. Consider the best practices described below. First is focus on authentic and unique experiences. Create a destination. First impression makes a difference. Know your customers. Work in a partnership. Comply with health, zoning and environmental regulations. Plan for the future. We will now take you up to the few success stories. This module is connected with several case studies which are considered important for promoting food tourism and the culinary based tourism in India. Following are some of the case studies to discuss. The first case study being related to Delhi Ke Pakwan Festival by Delhi Tourism Board. The Delhi Tourism's 7 days long annual event on culinary enjoyments, Delhi Ke Pakwan at Baba Khadak Singh Marg in Delhi observed a new attraction, Khao Gali, with the National Association of Street Vendors of India, that is NASWI. They have put up their stalls there to showcase their culinary expertise and acumen. On your screen, like is a scene from Delhi Ke Pakwan Festival. Thousands of people have crowded the Khao Gali street, the food stalls, and realized how much street foods had added charm and diversity to the festival, which otherwise is mainly dominated by the prominent caterers and the food chain. Last evening, a group of foreign tourists visited the street food stalls and relished jhalmuri, soya bean chap, puri bhaji, rasma parathe, special tikki, rumali roti with kadai paneer or chicken, and a garlic soaked special kebabs. The second is the Bangalore Restaurant Week Festival. The Bangalore Restaurant Week Festival, that is BRWF, is an exciting food festival which is observed in the city of Bangalore, Karnataka. Some chefs from the different restaurants as well as the food lovers readily participate in this recurring food festival. The year 2010 was a landmark for this event. Bangalore witnessed the celebration of one of the grandest food festivals in the country. Various types of competition, contests and quizzes were held during this exciting food festival of Bangalore. Expert chefs has been invited as a judge for the innumerable contest. BRWF is becoming an interest for the local, national and the international tourists. Kashmir Food Festival. J&K Tourism has initiated to promote Valley in a very innovative way by using Kashmiri Food Fest. A money shikara full of flowers welcomes the dinners and the guests at the lobby. The fest is headed by two in-house chefs who are doing their best to carve out the best dishes possible. A few dishes have already been squeezed consciously to meet the expectation of the Kashmiri food lovers, and so the mutton rogan josh is not a light runny gravy but a thick one, best combined with the naan or maybe the bakhar khani. On your screen is a platter presentation from the Kashmiri Food Festival. Delicious spice foodstuffs, mainly non-vegetarian items, were among the main food attractions of the Kashmir Food Festival, which is celebrated in January. It continues for 10 days. The various culinary delights of Kashmir are introduced in this food festival of this North Indian state. Kashmiri dishes are enriched with stunningly delicacies, delicious dishes like aloo chora, surk angiri, paneer tikki, nadru ka korma, akhrot ki chutney, badam sabz shorba, bodarwa rajma, choke wangan, mutton mushroom, madhur pulao or sweet rice, sada chawal, Kashmiri lavasa bread, paneer kaliyan and many others. Spices like saffron, cardamom, cloves and cinnamon are employed to add the taste of the various food items. Students, thus culinary tourism is an important source of strength for a destination. I thank you for being with us during this module. I also believe that you enjoyed this course on destination management. Should you have any problems or doubts, feel free to get back to us. Also provide us with your valuable feedback.